He waited all night for you. Not for the crowd, not for the masses, not for the ones who sleep easily and dream of nothing. For you. There is something different about the person watching this right now. You feel it. You've always felt it, that quiet knowing in the deep place of your chest that this life, your life, is not an accident, that the pain you've carried, the isolation you felt, the nights you cried without knowing why, they were never random. They were preparation. God doesn't wait all night for ordinary messages. He waits when what he has to say is urgent. He waits when the person he's speaking to has been running, hiding, dimming themselves down to fit into spaces that were never built for them. That person is you. You are a chosen one, and I don't mean that lightly. I don't mean it as a compliment. I mean it as a calling, a weight, a fire that refuses to go out no matter how many storms have tried to drown it. He said, I waited all night to tell you this. And what he wants to tell you will shatter the version of yourself you've been shrinking into. It will crack open the ceiling you've been living under. It will remind you of who you were before the world told you to be less. Don't look away. Don't scroll past this. This message found you, and that is not a coincidence. That is a covenant. If this message is speaking directly to your soul right now, type chosen in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because what's coming next will change the way you see yourself forever. Part 1. The Night God Stayed Awake. There are nights that feel endless. You know the ones. The nights where the silence is too loud, where you lie in the dark and feel the weight of everything you're carrying, the dreams that haven't happened yet, the wounds that haven't fully healed, the version of yourself you keep almost becoming but never quite reaching. You think in those nights that you are alone. You are wrong. God was awake in every single one of those nights. Not distant, not silent out of absence, silent out of intention, watching, waiting, preparing the ground of your life for something you cannot yet see with your natural eyes. The Bible says he neither slumbers nor sleeps. Most people read that as a comfort, but for a chosen one, it is something far more profound than comfort. It is a message. It means every night you suffered, he was there. Every night you doubted yourself, he was watching. Every night you almost gave up, he stayed. He waited all night because what he wanted to tell you required you to be ready. And readiness doesn't come from ease. Readiness is forged in the furnace of the very seasons that nearly broke you. You were not broken. You were being shaped. Think about the people in your life who sleep through everything, the ones for whom life is simple, surface level, uncomplicated. They wake up the same every morning. They go to sleep unchanged every night. That is not your story. That has never been your story. Your story has texture, depth, shadow, and light. Your story has chapters that would make others collapse. Chapters you walked through with bleeding feet and still kept moving. That is not weakness. That is the mark of the chosen. God stays awake for the ones he has set apart. He stays awake because the assignment he has placed on your life is too important to leave unguarded, too sacred to leave unwatched. You are not forgotten in your dark nights. You are being guarded in them. And the message he waited to tell you, it starts with this truth. Your suffering was never punishment. It was positioning.
Part 2. What the chosen ones carry. There is something no one tells you about being chosen. It is heavy. Not glamorous, not always beautiful, not the version they show in movies where the hero discovers their power and suddenly everything becomes clear and golden and easy. The real chosen ones carry things that ordinary people were never asked to carry. You carry the grief of sensitivity in a world that rewards numbness. You carry the burden of seeing deeply in a world that prefers surfaces. You carry the loneliness of being different in spaces that punish difference. And here is what makes it harder. You often look around at the people living simple, comfortable, uncomplicated lives, and you wonder if something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Everything about your difficulty was designed. The weight you carry is not a curse, it is a qualification. God does not give heavy assignments to light people. He gives heavy assignments to souls who have been built through fire, through loss, through the long silent nights to carry them without collapsing. You haven't collapsed. Think about that for a moment. Think about everything that has come against you, the betrayals, the failures, the moments where the ground disappeared beneath you and you fell into darkness you didn't know how to name. You are still here. Not just surviving, watching this, seeking, leaning towards something greater, still hungry for truth, for meaning, for the fullness of what your life is supposed to become. That hunger is not desperation. That hunger is divine. The chosen ones are always hungry in the spirit before the breakthrough comes, always reaching in the dark before the light appears, always carrying what feels like too much, right before they discover that what they were carrying was exactly enough. Joseph carried betrayal. He carried prison. He carried years of silence where God seemed absent. And then, suddenly, he carried the weight of a nation's salvation. The heavy thing you carry right now is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your purpose. Don't put it down. Don't give up. Not yet. Not now. Part 3. The message he waited to deliver. God waited all night, and here is what he wants to say to you, not to a crowd, to you, the one who has been shrinking, the one who has been apologizing for their intensity, their dreams, their desire for more, the one who keeps hearing a voice inside that says, this is not your final destination, and keeps doubting it. He says, I have not forgotten you. He says, the delay was not rejection. He says, everything I placed inside you, every gift, every vision, every impossible dream is still there, untouched, undiminished, waiting for the moment I have already chosen. This is the message he stayed awake all night to deliver, because the enemy's greatest weapon against a chosen one is not destruction, it is discouragement. It is the slow, quiet erosion of belief. The voice that says your time has passed, the feeling that others are moving forward while you are standing still. But God's timing is not your calendar. His seasons do not match your expectations, and that gap between your expectation and His timing, that is where your faith is being built. That is the sacred distance where the chosen ones are refined into who they were always meant to become. He waited all night to remind you of something you have known but forgotten. Your tomb is empty. Every dead dream, every buried version of yourself, every season of your life that felt like a grave, He has already walked into it. He has already rolled the stone away. You are not still in the darkness. You only think you are. The resurrection already happened in the Spirit. You are simply waiting for your eyes to catch up to what God has already declared in the heavens. He sees the end from the beginning. He sees you from the end. He sees the person you are becoming, standing in the fullness of your purpose, and He says, this is why I never let go. This is why I stayed up all night. This is who I always knew they were. You are not a maybe. You are a certainty in the heart of God.
Part 4. The signs you were chosen. You have been receiving signs. You have been feeling them, those moments of inexplicable knowing, that sense of being guided even when you couldn't see the path, the way certain words seem to reach directly into the center of your chest and rearrange something. These are not accidents. These are markers, signs that you were set apart before you were born. Signs that the life you are living has a depth and a direction that most people around you cannot perceive. Signs that God has been communicating with you far longer than you realize. Here is how you know you are a chosen one. You feel things more deeply than others. Emotions hit you like waves that don't hit other people the same way. You feel the pain of the world. You feel joy so intensely it almost hurts. This is not weakness. This is your spiritual sensitivity, your ability to operate in realms that others never access. You have been through things that should have destroyed you, and they didn't. You are still here, still standing, still seeking. The things that were designed to eliminate you only refined you. You have a knowing that your life means something. Even in the darkest seasons, even when you couldn't see how, you couldn't fully surrender the belief that you were here for a reason. That knowing, God put it there. It never left because He never left. You feel a calling you can't fully explain, a pull towards something greater, a restlessness with ordinary living, a sense that there's an assignment with your name on it that hasn't been fully activated yet. This restlessness is not failure, it is activation energy. You feel alone in ways that go beyond loneliness, a spiritual aloneness that comes from being built for something that the people around you cannot yet see. Chosen ones often walk in seasons of isolation that are not punishments, they are consecrations. God separates what He is about to use. He separated Moses in the desert. He separated David on the hillside. He separated you in the very seasons that felt most like abandonment. You were never abandoned. You were being set apart. This is the moment. Not tomorrow, not when things are better, not when you feel more ready. Now. The message God waited all night to deliver is landing in your spirit right now as you listen to these words. Feel it. Don't intellectualize it. Don't explain it away. Don't reduce it to coincidence. This is a divine appointment. You found this video, or this video found you, because there is a version of you that is ready to walk out of the tomb, ready to stop living in the grave of who you used to be, ready to stop apologizing for the fire inside you. Your tomb is empty now. Walk out. Walk out of the season of doubt. Walk out of the identity that was built by your wounds rather than your worth. Walk out of the small life you've been half living because you didn't believe you deserved the full one. God stayed up all night to tell you this. You are chosen. You are not finished. Your best is not behind you. The assignment is real, the gifting is intact, and I have never, not for one single moment, taken my eyes off you. Receive it. Let it land. Let it change you. And then go live like someone who knows they were chosen before the foundation of the world, because you were. You always were. If this message reached your soul today, subscribe right now, because this channel exists for one reason, to remind the chosen ones of exactly who they are. Your tomb is empty. Now walk.